Today we'll be talking about vice presidential pick and running mate for President Donald Trump, J.D. Vance. So yesterday at the RNC convention, the Republican National Convention, Donald Trump picked J.D. Vance as his running mate. Now, we'll go into a little bit about J.D. Vance. We'll go into his background, education, his professional trajectory, his literary contribution, his ideology, what he stands for. We'll also criticize some of, or at least look at some of what his critics are saying about him. And finally, we'll go into a little bit of why Donald Trump might have picked him as his running mate. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure that you hit the bell icon as well so that every time I go live on YouTube will let you know. Alright, without further ado, let's get into it. So James David Vance, commonly known as J.D. Vance, was born August 2nd, 1984 in Middletown, Ohio. Vance's early life in the Rust Belt was characterized by economic instability and family strife. So it profoundly shaped the way he looked at the world, and his autobiography, Hillbilly Elegy, a memoir of a family and culture in crisis. This was written in 2016. It provides a poignant narrative of his upbringing and socioeconomic standing and the challenges that he faced, and as well as the challenges of a white working class in Appalachia. So now, J.D. Vance is extremely smart. He graduated summa cum laude from the Ohio State University with a Bachelor's of Arts in Political Science and Philosophy. This explains his know-how. He's really very street smart. He knows how to talk to the regular person, and I think that's a lot of his appeal. That's what him and Trump have um, kind of like in common, right? They know how to talk to the regular person. They don't have to necessarily speak as if they're speaking to billionaires, right? They can just talk to the regular everyday man. So J.D. Vance has that as well. I believe his summa cum laude from the Ohio State helps with that, and the fact that he studies philosophy as well. So J.D. Vance went to a Yale Law School, where he studied under the guidance of influential legal scholars and refined his perspectives on social policy and law. Now, his professional trajectory is marked by transitions from legal practice to venture capitalism and political commentary. Now, post graduation, he worked at San Francisco law firm Sidney Austin before venturing into the realm of technology and investment as a principal of Mithril Capital Management. Now, a venture capital firm co-founded by Peter Thiel. If you know Peter Thiel, he's one of the more outspoken conservative voices right now. So the venture capital firm was co-founded by Peter Thiel. So J.D. Vance's career trajectory underscores a blend of legal acumen and business strategy, aligning with his interests in economic development and social reform. So J.D. Vance is probably most known for Hillbilly Elegy. This is an autobiography, and it serves as sociocultural analysis and memoir that delve into the plight of pretty much the white working class. So he's directly speaking to the quote-unquote forgotten majority, the white working class that feel like jobs are getting away from them. They feel like the country is slowly forgetting about them. So uh, J.D. Vance's Hillbilly Elegy is really an analysis and a memoir about that. Um, so the book garnered widespread acclaim for its candid depiction of Vance's personal struggles and broader commentary on the systematic um, issues afflicting rural America. Critics lauded Vance for his narrative's authenticity and his ability to intertwine personal anecdotes with broader social critiques. However, some of his critics also perceived lack of solution and pretty much said that it was, again, kind of in line with what Donald Trump does. It's more of a critique without solution. So it's more like America's bad, 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 and not a lot of solutions, right? So that's what people who criticize J.D. Vance would say. His political involvement and ideology has changed over time. He's not just he hasn't just stuck to one thing, and that's what his critics as well. They're kind of hammering him on for now. Famously, he called Donald Trump. He said he might be America's Hitler or something, or social heroin, cultural heroin, I believe is what he said. So his critique of Donald Trump during the 2016 presidential campaign, it really, you know, he criticized him, but then he became a supporter and bended the knee. Um, so he announced that he was running for Senate in Ohio in 2021, positioning himself as a conservative Republican with a focus on reviving American manufacturing, securing borders, and addressing the opioid crisis. His political ideology reflects a blend of traditional conservative values with a populist approach, advocating for policies that prioritize the American working class. So, like I said, J.D. Vance has that in common with Donald Trump because they know how to talk to the regular man. They're not just talking to you as if you're a billionaire or they're billionaires and you're just a regular person, right? They know how to connect with the regular person. But J.D. Vance's stance on political, his ideology on and political stance has definitely not been a straight path. Famously, he criticized Trump, but now, obviously, he has changed so far to the point where Trump has actually picked him as his VP pick, right? So, J.D. Vance's ascent into political and literary arenas is a testament to his ability to articulate the frustrations and aspirations of a marginalized demographic. Now, I don't agree that the white working class is a marginalized demographic in the United States, but that's the rhetoric that comes from Hillbilly Elegy, and you know I can't speak for them, so I'm sure he's given a voice to a lot of people that feel they're being forgotten um, by their government. So, and the Republicans are saying this is actually an opportunity for people who don't like Donald Trump. You can look at J.D. Vance and say, hey, look, this is somebody who was heavily critical of Donald Trump, and now look at him. So it's okay to kind of change your mind, right? Um, that's funny. Um, but yeah, so the Republicans are pretty much saying, hey, look, um, this is a testament to you can change your mind, you can have a change of heart, as the comments are saying right now. However, his pivot towards Trumpism and the accompanying political rhetoric has raised questions about the consistency and sincerity of his ideology and his commitment to his own policies, right? Because essentially, how can you be sure that he means anything right now if before he had such strong views on a certain thing? certain things, right? Robert Wellington. Robert Wellington says, guys, please, let's bring the rhetoric down. I want to get a mic check, by the way. Can you guys hear me pretty well? I want to make sure that I'm not talking too slowly. Anyway, J.D. Vance's profile is emblematic of a complex intersection between personal experience, literary expression, and political ambition. Right, his contributions to the disclosure of rural America, um, their socioeconomic challenges are significant, providing a voice to a frequently overlooked segment of the population, which is what I'm saying. Um, I don't necessarily agree that the white working class in America are a um, oppressed demographic, but he's giving a voice to them, right? And that's always good. You always want people to just have a voice, right? No matter how you feel about it. So I think that's the position he's taking, and I think it's a valid one, right? Because if people feel a certain type of way, sorry, I'm looking for an outlet. Um, if people feel a certain type of way, I believe that they have the right to voice that. And if you have somebody that can be eloquent and make those perspectives come to light, then that's always a good thing. Guys, if you're just joining me, this is Black Gentleman Media. I want to make sure that you guys are getting proper content. So go ahead and like this video and actually subscribe to the channel. Okay, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and make sure that you hit the bell icon so that every time I go live, you guys will be notified. YouTube will let you know. Y'all do it in secret all the time. What are you talking about? Okay. So now we'll go into a few potential reasons as to why Donald Trump would pick someone like J.D. Vance to be his running mate. I think it really is a scary situation because the last running mate almost got hung. There's no other way to put it, right? Mike Pence was almost hung on January 6th. So for anybody to take the position of vice president to the United States of America when Donald Trump is running is a scary proposition, right? Especially knowing that his loyalty is to nobody but himself. But J.D. Vance has decided that he is ready to take that position, and just the hunger for power, you can see why it would be appealing. I mean, to be honest, even if you didn't like Donald Trump so much, the position has so much power and opens up the door for so much. Literally, that you're the second, if not the second, maybe third most powerful person in the world. So it's understandable why J.D. Vance would accept the position, but let's go into a few reasons as to why Donald Trump would actually pick him, right? So J.D. Vance's his background and personal narrative resonates strongly with a significant portion of Donald Trump's base. Again, that white working class that feels they are being ignored or left back by their country, they're going to have a voice now. So Vance's upbringing in the struggling Rust Belt and a subsequent story mirror the American dream narrative that appeals to many working class voters. His best-selling memoir, Hillbilly Elegy, highlights issues faced by rural and working class. Vance is the Ohio link, right? He is the Ohio link, and it aligns with his Hillbilly Elegy aligns very well with Donald Trump's message of addressing the forgotten and overlooked population. His Vance's personal story adds a relatable and compelling human element to the ticket, right? So most people might see Donald Trump and say he's a billionaire and he can't really relate to our everyday troubles. So JD Vance brings that down and says, actually, I have somebody on my ticket who can, try to make that. Absolutely, they'll try to use their influence on Ohio and leverage from there for sure. I think that's what they're going for. So he hails from Ohio. It's a critical swing state in presidential elections, and Ohio's significance in the electoral college cannot be overstated, right? Because um, it's Ohio. I don't know if I have to say much more than that. It's a swing state, and you have to win it, pretty much, right? So uh, having a running mate from this state could enhance Trump's appeal there, and additionally, Vance's Appalachian roots help solidify support in rural America across key battleground states in the Midwest and in the South. Um, so, like I said, JD Vance has aligned himself as well with MAGA, which means that they'll get a chance to, um, really, basically, they'll get more people to at least pay attention to Donald Trump's message now, because they have a chance to say, well, if if JD Vance can do a full 180 and go from hating him pretty much or being a never Trump guy, um, then that's an excuse that maybe I can do it too, right? So that's the thought process there. Um, his intellectual and policy credentials. He brings a blend of intellectual rigor and practical experience to the table, right? He went to Yale Law School, and he also, like I said, worked in venture capital. So he understands both the economic and the legal issues going on in the country, right? And because he's a younger candidate, he also brings a fresher perspective, and really, in this presidential election, a big, big, big thing is age, right? So you want to make sure that you nip that in the bud, right? While President Joe Biden is regarded as older, um, JD Vance much younger, that fresher feel. So right then and there, Donald Trump is taking a step forward just by having a running mate that's a lot younger, that can speak to the younger population. And if I'm not saying that I'm wishing it, but if something does happen to Donald Trump, now you have a fresher face, a younger face that can carry the message on, right? So there's that. Anyway, we don't really hope for any of this to happen, but it's just real life. But anyway, guys, if you're still watching, go ahead and like this so that we can keep giving you some good value. All right.